So as you see from the title, I had a cardiac event this past weekend on my spin bike. Was it my fault? I think so. Let's explore why together. So first I want to say thank you to my husband and the staff at the emergency room. I am 4 months postpartum with baby number 5. He's healthy and wonderful and going through a growth spurt and not sleeping very well. So what I do to manage stress is exercise. I cycle, I run, whatever I can do, and cycling is great because I can put him in a seat and he's safe and he watches me, and I can have my toddler in a playpen, or I can get her off and she can do some Little People or Play-Doh. It's only a half an hour and it's some time where she can do some independent play. It's fine, it's good, it's not a problem. What happened on Friday was a problem. So I was doing a Nirvana class and my heart rate was probably around 168, a little bit high, yes, I was thinking, but not ridiculous. And then it spiked to 210 and it would not settle down. It was about 6 minutes and my heart rate did not settle down, so I sat still, I lay down on the couch, and it slowly went down to about 140. My husband took me to emergency. They drew the blood, they did the scans, everything, because a heart rate of 210, hopping from 160-ish, and not coming down is of concern. My heart's never done that. I've had an Apple Watch for 7 years, been tracking it all that time. Why did that happen? Okay, so I spoke to a cousin who is a nurse. I spoke to the staff at the hospital, and there's a couple of things that I can consider here. First of all, I am postpartum, and your hormones change. That can change your heart conditions for better or for worse. Second of all, I do have a history of interesting heart conditions in my family on one side. It seems to be an electrical issue. The nurse at intake said that sometimes our heart get into funny rhythms. Our hearts can get into funny rhythms and they don't want to go back right away. They just get the wrong idea. Now, what does a heart rate of 210 feel like? It feels like an explosion. This isn't an anxiety attack or a panic attack. I understand what those feel like. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. This was, my heart is going to explode. It no longer wants to be in my chest. It is done. It is saying, I've done my best, get me out of here. I can't, not anymore, no more, too much. So what was it? Why did my heart do this? I don't know, but I think it could be too much caffeine, not enough sleep, and overtraining. The doctor said that overtraining is a real issue. Now, I'm not on the spin bike trying to look cute. I already have 5 kids, I'm done. I don't need any more of that. I am processing through the stress so I can be a compassionate, calm person for the rest of the day. My 20 to 40 minutes on the spin bike is my opportunity, thank you Peloton by the way, to process through all the stress and worry so that when I'm speaking to my children, I can be calm, collected, and loving, okay? And so I can clean up all the messes without being angry. So I can do it with a glad and happy heart. That is why I exercise, and it's really important that I do that. Now, the problem is when your body is taxed from breastfeeding, a lack of sleep, and a change in hormones, and other life stresses, doing anything like that can be risky. So doctor recommend I actually target my heart range. As a 34-year-old, it should be closer to 120 to 140. So getting it up to 168, which I've been doing consistently over the last 7 years, is a little bit too much. I'm not athletic enough to be doing that. And there's a lot of athletes who find that they will have heart attacks or cardiac conditions show up because of this. I was diagnosed with supraventricular tachycardia. So heart is just, it's had enough. It's gonna tell you about it. It was the scariest thing that I've experienced with my body because my heart was beating so fast and my breathing was completely normal. I could continue talking to my husband. I said to my son, go get your papa. I need to talk to him right now and it's urgent. He went and got my husband. I said, I need you to put your hand on my chest. And then he took my pulse and then we looked at the Apple Watch and indeed, yeah, 210. Actually, Peloton, it took the Peloton app, it wasn't catching it because I don't know if it was an internet connection issue, but my watch was catching it and the Peloton app wasn't. And the instructor on the Nirvana workout was cueing something like 50 to 70 resistance with a 110 cadence, and that push was when my heart jumped. So I'm a little bit concerned, and I wonder if that's an issue of me not knowing my capacity or if there was a syncing issue with the cueing, because verbally she said, okay, take it back, but then the cueing on the board didn't do it. And I had the volume down because, again, I'm watching 2 kids while I'm doing this. So I'm watching the metrics, and the metrics weren't matching what she was cueing. So maybe let's make sure we don't mismatch cadence and resistance because that's very dangerous apparently. All right. Anyways, thank you for watching. Takeaways: do not overtrain. If you are postpartum and not getting enough sleep, even if it's your stress release, don't push it because you might have a cardiac event. And I feel extremely lucky that my heart didn't explode, because that's what it felt like. Second takeaway: a really good way to relieve stress is exercise. So find a way to relieve stress, because I have 5 children and 1 husband, and that's an extremely stressful life. So whatever it takes to relieve stress, find it. But anything done without thoughtfulness can result in bad times. Third takeaway: thank you everyone for your patience with me as I figure out how to not torch my family with stupid things like an unexpected tachycardia. Very sorry. Why am I sharing it with the world? Because maybe I don't think I'm invincible, but I thought training is something that your body will regulate. Like, you can't actually overtrain because your breathing is going to get too labored. I did not think that my heart would go out of control and I could still breathe and talk. I thought that it would scale accordingly and I would stop working out when it was too hard, but that's not what happened. I could continue talking just like this and my heart was going crazy. So be aware that you actually have to intellectually know what your limits are, because sometimes your body is misfiring, especially when you're deeply sleep deprived. All right, that's good. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. If you have a mother, doesn't even have to be a young new mother, send it her way and make sure she gets enough sleep. The most helpful thing you can do if you have a busy household is protect bedtime for everyone if there's a young child in the house, because a tachycardia is not cool. All right, thank you and take care.